Today I'm forging a knife from an old file and a solid iron bar. Two worn pieces of metal, given a second life by fire, hammer, and time. What begins as scrap slowly becomes a blade. First, I join the old file to the iron, not just to connect them, but to combine two different materials into one piece. Steel for hardness, iron for flexibility. Each one brings something different, and together they create something neither could become alone. Once welded, the billet goes into the fire. Heat changes everything. The metal softens, the shape begins to move, and the real work starts. Hammer blow after hammer blow, the blade slowly appears. At this stage, it still looks rough, but the form is already there, hidden inside, waiting to come out. I chose an old file for this blade for a reason. Old files are made from high carbon steel, hard steel, good edge retention. A material can take a sharp edge and hold it well. Perfect for a working knife. This part always feels the same to me. Slow, repetitive, and very precise. Every correction matters. A little more there, a little less there. Step by step the blade finds its final line. After forging, the steel needs to rest. I heat it again and let it cool slowly in air. This helps release stress inside the metal before hardening. A small step, but an important one. Steel rests after fire, and sometimes the smith should rest as well. Then comes heat treatment. This is where the blade becomes hard, strong enough to take a sharp cutting edge, but still balanced by the softer iron core, hardness and flexibility working together. After quenching, I check the edge carefully. This tells me how the steel reacted and whether the blade is ready for the next stage. Then the surface begins to open. Grinding removes the scale, polishing reveals what fire left behind, and slowly the layers becomes visible. Steel, iron, the welding line between them. Patterns that were hidden inside the metal all along. This is always one of my favorite moments, because this is when the blade begins to show its character. To bring out the contrast even more, I etch the blade. The ferric chloride darkens the surface and reveals the structure of the metals. Lines, textures, transitions, things that I couldn't see before. After that, I move to the handle and final assembly. This part completes the knife. Blade, handle, balance fit in the hand. Everything comes together here. This knife is more than a tool. It carries fire, steel, time, and handwork in every part of it. A simple old file transformed into something useful again, something made to be used, made to last. And now it's time to make a sheath for this knife. It will be made from two materials, wood and leather. Simple, traditional, and built to last. I begin with the wooden core. This part protects the blade and gives the sheath its shape. For this piece, I chose Padauk, a hardwood with beautiful color and excellent durability. A wood that works well for both function and detail. The inside is shaped carefully to fit the blade. Little by little, the knife begins to settle into place. The fit needs to feel smooth, secure, and natural, not too tight, not too loose. Once both parts fits well, they are glued together, then shaped slowly until the final form appears. This stage takes time, mostly patience, removing material, checking the fit, and refining the shape. A small ventilation hole is added, a simple detail, but important one. Now, the leather. I soak it in warm water until it becomes soft and flexible. Then I shape it around the wooden sheath with the knife inside. What leather holds memory. As it dries, it keeps the form, like it was always meant to be there. While the leather dries, I prepare the belt loop. I added a small decorative texture, just a subtle detail, something simple, but with character. Once dry, the leather is sealed and dyed. I chose deep red for this sheath, a color that matches the natural tone of the Padauk wood, wood and leather working together as one piece. Then comes stitching, slow handwork, one stitch at a time. This part is quiet but important. It holds everything together, and it gives the sheath its final strength. The edges are trimmed, burnished, sealed and protected with wax. Heat helps the wax sink deep into the leather, protecting it from moisture, time and use. And with that, the work is complete. What began as raw materials, steel, wood and leather, has now become one finished piece. The blade forged in fire, the sheath shaped by hand to carry it. Each material has its own purpose. Each step leaves its own mark. Together, they become something simple, useful, and made to last. More than just a sheath, more than just a knife, a piece shaped slowly by hand, with patience, fire, and respect for craft. Thank you for watching.